Hello, we are the Alpha Team, and today we're going to talk to you about a company called Tesla. The Alpha Team is comprised by five members: Gustavo, Isaac, Humberto, Roberto, and Ana.
For this business case, we will be focusing on probably the most important factor of a company: profit. In the year 2003, Tesla Motors started their operations under the idea of creating a greener car. Later on, a guy called Elon Musk came as an investor, chairman, and designer, which later on took control over the company and became their CEO. After several years, Tesla has had some real trouble on generating profit, where we found out that the only quarter with any gain was the third one of 2016 and the one from 2018. The key factors on how Tesla was able to earn a profit was by reducing cost materials, cutting labor hours, and boosting other companies. While on the other quarters, they were unable to generate any profit. By the year 2019, Tesla has sold a total of 360,000 vehicles, where this year they are planning to increase at 20% of their sales, reaching the 400,000 units by cutting off $2,000 from their retail prices. So now you can wonder, how could Tesla increase their profitability?
Challenge!
After observing and analyzing the history of Tesla, we realized that profit was the right focus due to the fact that this is the company's main challenge, and we made a holistic analysis to prove and validate this point.
As part of our holistic analysis, we've decided that it was important to review their profit. In this case, their profit is divided into categories. The first one is revenue, and the second one is costs. As mentioned before, Tesla has only had 2 quarters with revenue, but that could dramatically change in the next couple of years. Costs-wise, Tesla continuously monitors their production and labor costs to measure how they are decreasing them. As they integrate higher automation levels in their factories, these costs should be reduced. However, these could be difficult to sustain and can represent higher maintenance issues. It is important to observe that there should be an equilibrium between human hand and automation in the plant.
From the first side of the revenue, we have the customer. That takes a highly important part, so in the end, what Tesla needs to focus is in their customer loyalty for a potential revenue growth. But before of this, let me explain you how we are going to achieve a loyalty in the business. First, from the customer side, we're starting with a CRM system for data management and pattern finding. Also to create a more strong relationship with the customer. Service sentence implementation in strategic locations near to the customers for any inconvenience that could be appear or malfunction in the product. With this, Tesla will increase their customer knowledge by a deep analysis and segmentation of them. And finally, contact skills of the staff will be developed and implemented for a more effectively communication with the customers. In the social network side, a community manager expertise will filter the information before it comes out. So now, how are we gonna measure this? First, the customer profitability score. So we can know of a particular client in a specific time the value that has for the business. Number two, first call resolution. With this, we will know the number of calls that manage to satisfy the needs of the client in one single contact. Number three, lifetime value. Analysis of the monetary value between the business and the client. And last, the net promoter score that forecasts the loyalty or fidelity when a certain action is done by Tesla and how the client is going to react. Communication side. Number one, volume. Tesla right now is the most followed brand in the automotive market, so this should keep that way and increase year by year at least in a 10%. In the second one, the sentiment. Company CEO messages are usually well received by followers and evoke positive emotions. Elon Musk must work on that. Tier 1, engagement rate. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of followers if the reactions are too low. Tesla needs more activity on a social media. And the last one, the employment engagement. Every business must know their employees' thoughts about their job. These are our control measurement ideas.
While Tesla's total revenue doubled from 2017 to 2018, their cost of revenue doubled as well. Tesla has been focused on cutting costs in order to decrease the prices of their cars. The company announced in February that they will close all of their physical showrooms in order to reduce their overhead and labor costs. Tesla has also decreased production costs as much as possible through automation. Their factory in Fremont, California is one of the most automated factories in the world. Tesla has also continued to invest in research and development to find opportunities for optimization and improvements to their technology.
Hey man, what's up with the cost reduction?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Isaac. Tesla's goal is to make their operations as lean as possible by taking their sales completely online. One big determinant of Tesla's future will be their new Gigafactory opening in late 2019 in Shanghai, China. It is expected to produce 500,000 vehicles per year and marks Tesla's efforts to enter the world's fastest growing electric vehicle market. Producing cars in China will allow the company to sell their cars without paying high tariffs to import their cars from the US. The reduction of the cost of the car's battery will also be key in reducing the cost of their cars.
This sounds really nice and all, but how will you know this works? Like, how are you going to track it?
Well, Tesla has a long way to go in cost reductions. Key performance indicators for their efforts will be the price of their vehicles, the performance of the battery, and production and labor costs. The price of Tesla vehicles will continue to decrease as they attempt to become more accessible to the public while maintaining a steady profit margin. Also, better range and charging times for the battery will indicate successful advances in R&D. Furthermore, my colleague will talk about the plan of action.
So given all this analysis and results, and having in mind that we want to increase the profit, we developed a plan of action over time with additional measures we suggest to reach that goal. So first, the short-term measure, social media control. This is Elon Musk, and he likes to be very active on various social media platforms, sometimes a bit inappropriate. This needs to be mitigated, as it results in negative publicity and therefore impacts customer loyalty. This is why we want to employ Sheila. She's a PR specialist and she will help mitigate the social media posts. This way, positive publicity can be created, which affects customer loyalty positively. In a medium time frame, we suggest to implement a customer relationship management system. This brings two advantages with it. The first one is clearly an improved customer relationship. The communication will not only be more individualized, but can also be designed more effectively. On the other hand, it can help reducing costs. But how? Collecting big data through the CRM system and analyzing it thoroughly can help gaining deeper insights into customers and the market. By employing machine learning and other algorithms, patterns and connections can be detected. Tesla will be able to forecast future demand more precisely. This also leads to an improved planning process all along the whole supply chain. By optimized operation, production, and sales planning, the whole manufacturing process can be designed more cost effectively. And this is how implementing a customer relationship management system can cut down the costs in a medium and long-term perspective. In the long term, our suggestion is to increase Tesla's R&D. So as the company identifies itself as rather a technology company than a car manufacturer, their R&D is quite powerful. Tesla is famous for disruptive, innovative, and cutting-edge technologies. This is why we suggest refocusing on these core competencies.
But why?
Well, the reason for that lies in the cost structure of a Tesla car. The main cost driver currently is the battery. So what if Tesla, using their strength and do the refocusing, they would develop a more cost-effective way to manufacture batteries? Thus, we suggest increasing R&D actions. And in a long-term perspective, we're certain with their expertise as excellent technology manufacturer, they find a way to drop costs for producing batteries significantly. This results in both lower producing costs for Teslas and thus also higher margins. So earlier we determined two key success factors. The first one was customer and their loyalty. This is covered through the short-term and medium-term action. The second key success factor were the costs, which are covered also by the medium and also the long-term measures.
Evcharisto!
Shishie. Dankeschön.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you for paying attention. We have arrived to the end of the presentation, and we will now proceed to questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them.